Coming up on News 2, electrical restoration efforts were underway. An update from WAPA regarding all the power outages this past weekend on St. Thomas. Plus, an update on the case of the Delaware family that fell seriously ill while vacationing on St. John and the dangerous chemical that many believe is to blame. Meanwhile, the VI Department of Health is promoting public health. Florida USVI Poison control experts are in the VI. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Hope you like our new look. In our top story, thousands of residents on the district of St. Thomas and St. John were rocked by blackouts over the weekend. Many of them took to social media to express their frustration, but some also made light of the situation. Meanwhile, WAPA's CEO Hugo Hodge explained the reason behind the outages. News 2's April Knight has more.
It was not a smooth Easter weekend for WAPA consumers on St. Thomas and St. John. Power went out for long periods, came back on only to go out again. It started early Saturday evening for a few hours. At around 8 p.m., WAPA reported that 2 of their units tripped. Not only that, another unit was just getting back up from being converted to propane, while yet another was going through scheduled maintenance. That's 4 units down in total Saturday evening.
There's a transformer, an auxiliary transformer, that had a fault in the transformer. And where the protection team worked today, it's supposed to open the generation breaker to clear that fault. And subsequently, all generation was disconnected to protect the movement of equipment, which are the generators.
Then again, on Easter Sunday morning until noon, another failure caused an outage throughout the district.
We replaced some wiring that was faulty in there, and that unit is now as we speak.
On Sunday evening, WAPA CEO Hugo Hodge sent out this message.
All in all, it's 2 separate events, and we've done what it takes to get the system back to a stable condition, and we expect to have that continue into tonight and tomorrow on forward.
Power, however, went out again that same night, although briefly, and WAPA has not yet released an explanation for that latest blackout. More than 16,000 residents in total were affected. Some of them at least injected some humor into the situation, posting WAPA poetry on social media. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
The Water and Power Authority apologizes for the inconvenience to its customers. News 2 did reach out to WAPA regarding the Sunday night blackout, but received no update as of news time. Well, this week is National Public Health Week, and in celebration, the VI Department of Health is engaging the community in educational forums, health outreach, and exercise promotion. On April 8th, Wednesday, there's a health symposium at Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas. That's at 10 a.m. And Sunshine Mall on St. Croix starting at 3 p.m. On April 9th, Thursday, there will be a health professions panel discussion for prospective students and those interested in the public health field. And on April 10th, which is Friday, it's Health, Fitness, and Fun Day. 2 Delaware boys are in a coma, and their father still is unable to talk or move 2 weeks after they became sick, some believe from pesticide exposure, according to federal officials, during a trip to St. John and a stay at the Saranusa Resort. The EPA says the investigation is ongoing as they conduct different types of air and wipe samplings. Doctors airlifted Stephen Esmond, 49, his wife and their 2 sons, Sean, 16, and Ryan, 14, to the U.S. after they became ill March 20th during a stay at the Saranusa Resort on St. John. Esmond, his teenage sons, and the teen's mother fell ill, and the family was airlifted to hospitals in the United States. The boys were in critical condition at a Philadelphia hospital on Saturday. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency said Friday that the presence of a pesticide at the rented villa on St. John may have caused the illnesses, which were reported to the EPA on March 20th. Paramedics were called to the villa, which the family began renting since March 14th. Esmond was found unconscious. The boys and their mother were having seizures. Elias Rodriguez, who's an EPA spokesman, said the agency's preliminary test results do show there was a presence of methyl bromide in the unit where the family was staying. Exposure to methyl bromide can result in serious health effects, including central nervous system and respiratory system damage. The use of the pesticide is restricted in the U.S. and it's not allowed to be used indoors. Only certified professionals are permitted to use it in certain agricultural settings, according to the EPA. The EPA also said it is working with local government agencies to investigate whether the family was made ill after a fumigation at the resort on March 18th and whether any environmental regulations or laws were violated. Sea Glass Vacations, which acts as a rental agent for several of the luxury units at Serenosa, said the unit directly below the one where the family stayed was recently treated for pests, but their unit was not treated. The company said it licensed an outside company, Terminix, for the pest control services. The U.S. Department of Justice has initiated a criminal investigation into the matter, according to a U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filing made Monday by ServiceMaster Global Holdings, which is the parent company of Terminix. The acting commissioner of the Department of Health, Dwayne Howell, had submitted a request to the agency for toxic substances and disease registries and centers for disease control and prevention to conduct an investigation. Governor Kenneth Mapp met with Judith Hank, regional administrator for the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, on March 26. The governor said he is confident of a thorough investigation raised by this regrettable incident. Following the governor's meeting with Hank, the Virgin Islands Department of Planning and Natural Resources issued a stop-use order to the company which used the pesticide. There is a current investigation underway to determine how and where the product has been used elsewhere in the territory. Initially, the family members were treated and stabilized locally before being transferred to medical facilities on the U.S. mainland. The governor said the people of the U.S. Virgin Islands pray for the full recovery of the Esmond family. He said, "We will continue to do all that is possible to determine how this unprecedented event occurred and to prevent it from ever happening in the future." Count on two to keep you updated. Teresa Devine is a dentist. Stephen Esmond is a school administrator. The story has sparked national interest from CNN, ABC, and even Good Morning America. The networks contacted us and other local media for details. Well, for National Public Health Week, the VI Department of Health, as we mentioned, is partnering with the Florida USVI Poison Information Center to spread poison safety tips to VI students. Monday morning, the organization was at VI Montessori School, where the younger students were taught poison safety. They were also made poison safety deputies.
We're targeting our daycare, working with the Department of Human Services, and we get over to them what we call next generation awareness. We start early with the young people to get them to realize what a poison is, how you can become poisoned, and what to do in a case of a poisoning. They've been very receptive. We've had a good time here at the VI Montessori School. After this, we will also speak with Wesleyan Academy and Lockhart later on in the week. And tomorrow, we're on St. Croix, working with the Department of Health with the open house for DOH, as well as talking to daycare population and daycare providers there.
In other news, police need your help for what they are calling a severe animal cruelty incident. Some of these images may be very graphic. On Wednesday, April 1st, 2015, detectives along with veterinarians with the VI Department of Agriculture met in regard to a badly beaten horse. Take a look at those pictures. According to the owner of the race-winning horse, the mare was purchased in 2014, had been stolen on several occasions, but was always recovered. It was secured on the evening of March 31st near the YRC, but when the owners went to check at 7 p.m., the horse was found lying on the ground and bleeding from the head with several deep lacerations in the neck, nose, face, and eventually had to be euthanized. If you have any information, call 340-778-2211, extension 6102, 911, or Crime Stoppers. Lawrence King, 58, of Savannah, was arrested on April 1st on the charge of attempted burglary. King was arrested after attempting to gain entry into a business on Percy DeYoung Drive, police say, by breaking the glass front door with a concrete paver. and later returning to the property and threatening to burn down the building in the presence of officers. Bail for Lawrence was set at $10,000 by order of the court. Unable to post bail, King was remanded to the Bureau of Corrections pending his advice of rights hearing. Adani Queally, 23, of Grandview, was arrested and charged on April 1st with aggravated assault and battery, according to the VIPD, while in the area of Lindbergh Bay Beach on Thursday, March 26. Queally attacked his former girlfriend and mother of his child. The victim stated that while on the beach with her friends, Queally suddenly appeared, walked up to her and punched her in the face with his fist. He then kicked her, causing her to black out, and then took their minor daughter, then left the beach. Contact was made with Queally on April 1st when he was interviewed and placed under arrest, charged with aggravated assault and battery. The month of April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and local organizations are recognizing it with the theme Activists for Change. The VI Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Council, or DVSAC, they're holding the Teal and Purple Party, which is an awareness fundraiser for DVSAC. That's happening April 24th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Palms at Pelican Cove on St. Croix. Then on April 29th, you can wear denims for the Sexual Violence Awareness Campaign's Denim Day event. We'll turn our attention overseas. Kenya is striking back this morning against the terror group that killed 148 people at a college. Warplanes attacked 2 alshabaab targets across the border in Somalia. In Nairobi, Kenya's capital, victims' families are demanding answers about the slow response to the attack. Kenya's Foreign Affairs Minister, Amina Mohammed, denied that her government had failed to take warnings of an impending attack prior to the massacre seriously. The students were warned to be vigilant, according to Kenyan officials, but that was no defense against an al-Shabaab killing squad. And keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow, NASDAQ, S&P all up. The Dow 13, NASDAQ 30, S&P 13. Coming up on News 2, Easter events were held territory-wide. St. Croix campers are vacating the campsites. Easter Monday usually signals the end of the annual tradition that kicked off last week. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It seems Hovenza still has fuel left in its tanks. It dropped gas rack rates again by 10 cents this week. If you're buying directly from Hovenza, you'll be paying $2.28 per gallon for regular fuel and $2.49 per gallon for premium. Diesel, however, stayed the same at $3.31 per gallon. Now, these prices include the 14-cent per gallon tax that Hovenza collects for the government, and they're effective until April 12th. Well, as we reported, schools and government offices were closed last week and today, Easter Monday, in observance of Easter. For many Christians, Easter Monday meant the end of their retreat back to nature and a simpler time. Many started breaking down camp to prepare for Tuesday, which means getting back to work and school, though many say they still aren't ready. Enforcement officials from DPNR will be checking to make sure that campers stuck to the guidelines provided to keep a safe and clean environment. Across the territory, there were lots of events to recognize Easter, including this one held at Megan's Bay Beach on Good Friday called Stations of the Cross. Many members were out as early as 6 a.m. from the Roman Catholic Diocese of St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, primarily from Our Lady of Perpetual Help Catholic Church. Organizers are Noreen Francis, Brian, Timothy Olive, Eduardo Ortiz Santiago. Now, Stations of the Cross, they're also known as the Way of the Cross, refers to a series of images depicting Jesus Christ on the day of his crucifixion, and also to the prayers Christians say when contemplating those images. Many young ones were out during Easter extravaganza Sunday at Crown Bay, as well as Tutu Park Mall's Easter Wonderland celebration. All included egg hunts, face painting, Easter hats, and coloring contests, and much, much more. Senator Terrence Positive Nelson invites the public to attend the 11th annual commemorative ceremony in honor of former Governor Cyril Emmanuel King on his birthday, Tuesday, April 7th at 9 a.m. It will be held at the Honorable Cyril E. King's Mausoleum located in the Kings Hill Cemetery. King was the second elected governor of the United States Virgin Islands, serving from 1975 until his untimely death, age 56, in 1978. In 1984, the Harry S. Truman Airport on St. Thomas was renamed Cyril E. King Airport by the Virgin Islands legislature. Two wreaths will be placed, one for the governor and the other for his wife, who rests right beside him. The Virgin Islands Carnival Committee kicked off the 2015 Carnival schedule on Saturday, April 4th with the Budweiser Calypso Elimination 10th at the Crown Bay Center. 19 Calypsonians sang everything from political to comedic lyrics Saturday night for the opportunity to become one of the 10 finalists to compete against reigning Calypso King Soldier. And here are the finalists selected to compete. They are Spade, Queen Jackie, Solemnity, Broccoli, Caribbean Queen, King Kang Fu Plenty, Mighty Pat, King Yellowman, Super T, and General Val. Congrats to all the contestants. The VI Calypso competition will be held on Saturday, April 25th at 8 p.m. So mark that on your schedule there at the Lionel Roberts Stadium. Well, be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.